If something happened to you tomorrow, if God suddenly called you home, would your family be okay? And not just emotionally, but financially? Brit here. That's a heavy question, but it is one that the Proverbs 31 woman never is afraid to ask, right? She planned ahead. She invested wisely. She thought about the household, and not just for today, but for the future. So I want to talk to you about something that might actually sound kind of intimidating at first. I hope not, but that's Bitcoin. And by the end of this video, my prayer is that it's no longer scary to you, but it might feel like something that you kind of understand, that you can evaluate. It feels like something you understand, something you can evaluate, and something that you can actually bring to God in prayer as you plan for your family's future. So let's do this together. No jargon, no hype, just wisdom, scripture, and practical truth. And I want to start in Proverbs 31 because that chapter is essentially the original blueprint for a financially wise woman of God. I love Proverbs 31:16. Catch this. She considers a field and buys it, and out of her earnings, she plants a vineyard. Right? What do you do with your overflow? Well, let's talk about that. Did you catch that actually? Because in that sentence, that woman is considering. She's evaluating. She doesn't act on impulse or fear. She researches, she decides, and then she acts. She's an investor. She sees that her trading is profitable and her lamp does not go out at night. And that's Proverbs 31:18. I love that because actually we do end up trading, whether or not that's where God was thinking long term, that we'd be trading stocks, that we'd be trading crypto, whatever it is. I find it fascinating. And that's a whole nother video to discuss trading. That's actually in scripture, that word, right? Of course, back in those days, there's a lot of bartering going on, and I still love to use the barter system, right? Let's trade what you have for what I have, and you don't always have to have money involved, right? I love that. So in that scripture, Proverbs 31:18, she's paying attention to her finances. She's not just leaving it at chance. She's not leaving it to someone else entirely. And then Proverbs 31:25 says, she actually laughs at the days to come. Now, this is a woman who's prepared. She's not anxious about the future because she's been a good steward in the present. And that's you. That is the framework we're going to use today as we look at Bitcoin, not through the eyes of Wall Street, but through the eyes of a wise, faith-filled woman who loves her family, like you. So, okay, let me explain Bitcoin in the simplest way that I know how. It's a starting point. I'm going to expand on this in future videos. But imagine you have a jar filled with gold coins, right? In the entire world, there's only 21 million coins. No one can make more. No one can print more. No government, no bank, no one. Now imagine that jar can be sent anywhere in the world instantly without a middleman. No bank fees, no waiting, just you, your coins, and the person that you're sending them to. That's essentially Bitcoin. It's digital money with a fixed supply, designed so that no one person or institution controls it. So that's essentially Bitcoin. Now, there is another video coming that talks about how Wall Street has been doing their best to manipulate crypto so you don't buy it for yourself so they can sell it to you at jacked up prices. So for today, here's why this matters to your family. First, inflation, that's real. The dollar that you saved 10 years ago is worth like 3 cents today, right? Buys a lot less. And Bitcoin's fixed supply means it can't be inflated away like paper money. Second, banks can fail. We've seen it. Bitcoin held in your own wallet cannot be seized or frozen by a bank that fails. And third, it doesn't have borders. And if your children or grandchildren move abroad, you can send them value instantly. No fees, no waiting, no bank taking fees for a wire. And fourth, it's accessible. You don't need a brokerage account. You don't need a financial advisor or a minimum balance. Anyone can own a piece of Bitcoin. None of this means that you should put your life savings into Bitcoin tomorrow. I'm not saying that. Wisdom never says act hastily. But it does mean this tool is worth understanding, not being afraid of, and utilizing it. And in our next video, I'm going to share 3 specific ways that women of faith are thinking about Bitcoin as a family protection tool. Not as a get-rich-quick scheme, right? I'm not into that. So be wise, and just remember, you are beloved.